Have you ever asked yourself why some people's careers just shoot up like a rocket and why others go absolutely nowhere despite putting in years of hard work? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get all the opportunities thrown their way, why they make so much money and others get so very little? A big reason for this is career planning. And in today's video, I'm going to describe why career planning is vital to your success in your career and 3 different ways you can implement it in your own life. Now, my name is John Doble, and I am a professional with over 10 years of experience in operations, product management, and leadership. And I'm here to help you maximize the value of your time at work. You only have so many hours in a day, you should get paid the most for it. Now, before I really start talking about career planning, it's important we discuss the word career and what it actually means. Now, a lot of people feel that they don't actually have a career, that they have a job. And the reason for this is that they believe that careers have 3 basic criteria, which is that they are hierarchical, that there is a sequence of jobs and roles within this career. They also believe that careers generally occur within a single company, or that careers are within a single job function, so sales, marketing, operations, etc. And if their work does not meet all 3 of these criteria, then they do not have a career. They have a job. Now, in my opinion, this is inaccurate. It's true that there is a hierarchy of roles as you grow from being a junior worker to an experienced worker to a senior worker. That's true. However, nobody really stays with the same company anymore or even the same job function anymore. People move around. As such, a career is really your work history as you go from role to role to role. As you grow over time, your work history / your career becomes more and more valuable, and employers should pay you more and more for it. As such, every single person has a career, whether they know it or not. That being said, there are some careers that achieve a level of success that far outweighs the value of any of their individual parts, and there's a lot of other careers that go absolutely nowhere. There's a few people who become absolute rock stars, and a lot of others who remain cashiers wishing they could be rock stars. And the big differentiator, as I said before, is career planning, because career planning provides 4 key benefits that are almost impossible to come by without it. And those 4 benefits are: it creates a pathway to the higher levels, it's predictable, it leverages your experience, and it leverages your time. Now let's go through each of these 4 individually. Now, let's first discuss how career planning really creates a pathway to the higher levels. You know that there are better jobs out there, jobs that pay way more money and do a lot more interesting and advanced work than the kind of thing you do today. The routine, boring nonsense just puts you to sleep every time you clock in the morning. But what are these jobs? Where are they located? How do you get them? You can't work towards a goal if you don't have a goal in the first place. You would just be bouncing around randomly everywhere you go. Career planning helps you get that goal and focus on achieving it. Think about it this way. People do not just randomly become a corporate CEO or a major film director or a top doctor, whatever. They go through a series of experiences to qualify for that position. They have a vision of what they want to become, they created a plan, and they worked step by step by step to achieve that plan. You also need to have your own. You need to have your own career plan. Another reason why career planning leads to success is because it allows you to predict the future. If you understand what the expectations are for the future roles that you want to fill, these become goals that you can hit. As you hit these goals, you'll know that it's time to move on to the next opportunity. You'll never find yourself trapped in a dead-end job wondering why your career is going nowhere. You understand what the path is and that it's time to move on, and that as you apply for the next level, you are highly likely to succeed at that level. On top of this, career planning leverages experience. With skillful planning, each job that you get will build on to the previous one, and the skills that you learn in that first position can be applied later, but at a higher level. For example, let's say that you are great at project management. When you first start off, you may only be applying these skills to your own personal work or the work of your team, but as you go on, you may start to lead initiatives for the department as a whole, or projects for the entire company. It's the same skill set, but applied at a much higher level. This increase in your skills and their connections between each other will make it much more likely you'll succeed in whatever role that you do. And this is something that's only possible with skillful career planning. It does not happen when you just randomly job hop. Finally, career planning leverages time. If you know the path that you want to go down and the goals that you need to hit and the qualifications that you need to acquire in order to really reach the next level, you can change jobs way faster. You can move on every 2 years rather than every 3 or 4 years like most other people. And over time, this can save you years, decades of work, and put you into a position far beyond that of other people who are just not strategic as you were. As you can see, the more that you plan out your career, the more opportunities will appear before you. And this doesn't cost you anything besides just a little bit of time to do some research. You have everything to gain by doing this and nothing to lose. So how do you do this? How do you engage in career planning and apply it to your own life? Let's go through 3 methods. Now, the first method is the direct route method. And this is the simplest and most common one, and it applies really well to the more linear job functions. And you can tell what these job functions are because the entry-level roles have words such as junior or associate in the job title, and the more advanced roles have words such as senior or lead or manager in the job title. So if you work in customer service, for example, you could be a junior customer service rep, or you could be a senior customer service rep, or a manager of customer service. It's very straightforward that way. To execute this method, all you need to do is to go to your internal company job board or public job sites like Glassdoor.com and start browsing jobs. In the case of Glassdoor.com, if you Google a job title and the word career page, you'll actually get sent directly to a job path page. Look for a role that is above your own, then for roles that are above that and above that. After you do this, examine the skills and experiences required for each one of these roles and make a plan to achieve them. When it comes to applying for jobs, as I'm sure many of you are aware, hands-on knowledge trumps book knowledge every single time. The faster you can practice these skills to acquire these skills, the faster you can move up. The second method of career planning is what I call the indirect route. And this really is useful for those roles that don't have any one set path to get there. These are roles where people really transition from one job function to the next, over a period of time. You often see these in senior leadership and executive positions. For example, someone might have started off in sales, then moved on into marketing, then into product. There is a wide variety of tracks here. An excellent way to research this is to search for a job that you're interested in on LinkedIn. However, rather than examine job postings, look up other people's profiles. Find people with that role and compare 5 to 10 different profiles. Then look for patterns of roles, as well as skills and experiences that help them get to where they are today. Frankly, this is a great method because it gives you real-life examples of how people succeed. You can see how long they were in individual roles, where they transitioned to new roles or to new job functions, as well as showing you which kind of paths exist that you might not ordinarily expect. You don't need to wait for a mentor of some kind to go out and tell you when you should make a major career change. You have the data sitting there, right out in front of you. The final method is the role model route. And this is very similar to the indirect method, But whereas that method, you kind of focused on a handful of people and you research their career patterns and trajectories, in this case, you focus on just one person whose life and whose work you admire. You find documentation on their career and all the roles that they filled over the course of their entire life, and you then reverse engineer it so that you can follow a similar path. The big challenge here is that many of these people don't have profiles on LinkedIn. They're older and are at a phase in life where they get ahead by networking or using professional headhunter firms versus public job boards. The last thing they need is to get more emails via LinkedIn. On top of this, many media sites only cover the later stages of people's careers after they've already succeeded. And frankly, this is irrelevant to you. You can't simply jump into a high-level role. You need to earn it. That is why you really need to find information on the earliest parts of their career. That's the stuff that is relevant to you to help you recreate that path. You'll likely need to dig through the internet archives to find these details. If you're lucky, you may find an interview on a YouTube channel or a podcast where they discuss their earlier career. If not, you'll need some patience, as well as some advanced time frame and keyword filters to find older articles about them that go into the topic. Of course, this is a lot to take in. So to illustrate how career planning works in real life and how you can apply it to yourself, and also to give an example of what the role model method of career planning looks like, let's examine the career of Bob Iger, who is the CEO of Disney. Now, this is 2024, and he's kind of a controversial figure now, but we're going to examine his career, not his policies. In Bob Iger's case, he started off his career wanting to be a news anchor, and began working as a weatherman in Canada before deciding that he was tired of telling people bad news all the time. Since he still wanted to work in the media industry, he shifted his career to focus on operations behind the camera. He started off doing menial labor to get shows ready for air and learned how to deal with all the different people involved. He also worked across a wide variety of genres, such as soap operas, sports, and game shows. He then grew his experience of managing one TV show to many TV shows, and was eventually promoted to senior program executive. This is where his experience as a weatherman and dealing with these different genres came in handy. He was in charge of ABC's programming during the Calgary 1988 Winter Olympics, where bad weather and delayed events forced his team to look for different ways to keep the audience engaged and happy. They focused on human interest stories, like the Jamaican bobsled team and Eddie the Eagle, and as a result achieved record high ratings. This success got him onto the executive track as head of ABC Entertainment, where he continued to develop successful TV shows like Twin Peaks and America's Funniest Home Videos. From there, he continued to stack his skills and experience and apply them at higher and higher levels. He went from managing a single TV show to managing multiple shows, to managing entire divisions, and then a company. He eventually joined Walt Disney in 1999 and became CEO in 2005. Now obviously, you don't need to live a life like Bob Iger here to be happy and successful. Frankly, if I had a fraction of this success, I'd be good. I'll be a happy camper. But if you want to go out and take your career to the next level, and quickly, you need to go out and engage in long-term career planning. You need to scout out a path to move down and then direct your work down that path. By doing this, your career will ascend to heights that no one ever would imagine possible. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose.